Well, good morning, everyone. How are you doing today? My name is Linda Zavatsky, and I am talking to you today from Chicago to talk about, the next installment of our, how do I choose a direct sales organization? Okay. So far we've covered what is the product, how is inventory handled, how much does it cost, or what is my investment. Today we're going to talk about how you get paid. All right. So there's no shame in saying that we're doing this to get paid. This is what one of our goals are, although we might have some other additional goals. But at the end of the day, we want to be paid for what we're doing. So one of the things to keep in mind when we think about comp plans, okay, in this world, you're going to get paid for your results. Okay, let's say that again. You get paid for your results. Okay. Now, a lot of us in our day-to-day jobs, we get paid for our time. Okay. We work from 9 to 5. We make a certain amount of dollar per hour. We work within a very specific constraint. This is different. Okay. And for those of you who haven't been on salary or had a different kind of comp plan before, it's important to take note of this. Okay. You get paid for your results. Okay. It's an important distinction. As you take a look at the comp plan, and boy, you better, it's important for you to understand what you get paid on and what you don't get paid on, such as, what kind of commissions are you making on your direct sales? Okay. Is this something where you're keeping the money and you're sending in a percentage? Most of these that I've looked at, our customers pay the organization and then we get the commission paid to us, usually just once a month. There's a great deal of administrative cost to generating a payment, and most companies prefer to just do that on a monthly basis. So it's important to see what you're getting comped on. Are they just your direct sales? Are they your sales and then maybe a percentage of the sales of people that you've recruited to the organization? Important to know. It's also important to know, are there certain minimums you have to meet or buckets to fill, different types of sales that you need to make in order to make a certain percentage. Now, some organizations also add that sweetener to it. So maybe if I get certain buckets filled, I get more or a higher percentage of sales. So make sure that you understand how that works, and you understand how it works for both the sales that you make, and there might be some distinctions there too between one kind of sale versus another. Maybe a preferred customer versus a regular retail customer, maybe versus something to another consultant. Okay. You also want to make sure that you're understanding what those different nuances are. You want to understand what may happen from your downline also. And when I say downline, I mean the folks that you've recruited. What kind of a percentage do you get on those, if any at all? Okay. When we're talking about compensation, it's also important to understand any other rules that they might put around it. For example, if for some reason you decide to take a break, okay, different organizations are going to call that different things. So understand what happens then. What happens if you don't fill your buckets for a certain time period? Are there any kind of buffers or protected periods and those types of things? Now, I'm going to warn you, when you go to have this discussion or look at the documentation, it's going to use words that you don't recognize. That's okay. Like anything else, whenever you change organizations, change professions, change groups, everything seems to have its own language. That's okay. It means you need to do some studying and understand what those translations are into words that you're used to using, but that's important to understand. Okay? As I've said before, direct selling isn't for everyone. Understanding these kind of comp plans, feeling comfortable with only being paid once a month, being comfortable with being paid for results versus time, not necessarily made for everybody. So keep that in mind too. If you're not comfortable, if you want an extra income, but want to be sure that you're being paid for your time, there's other ways to do that. Okay, and we can have that discussion separately. I hope you found value with this today. Please go ahead and share this. Please, make any notes. Love feedback. Love to hear what you're seeing, what you're thinking, other questions that you might have. And I hope you have a great day. And just real quick, our next topic will be, how do I learn what I'm supposed to do? Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.